today I'm going to be talking about content management systems. Um, so first, what is a content management system? It is a software that makes it easier for the users to create, manage, edit, and publish content on a website without having to know how to code. These allows for multiple contributors. For example, in a workplace, instead of having a specific person in charge of the website, different people can modify the content to make things easier. Um, so it's just like having a basic template or like the infrastructure, and then you can modify your content in your website so you don't have to create new pages all from scratch. These is advantageous for different businesses and organizations because it reduces the cost that it takes to maintain such a website. So how does this work? It basically you just have to add their content through a user interface. It's composed of two different parts. The first part is a content management application where you actually are adding and managing all the content in the site. And then the other part is a content delivery application, which is the backend where all the information and all the infrastructure is being stored. A couple different examples of the most common content management systems that you may or may not be familiar with are WordPress, Joomla, Drupal. Municode is one that I found out that actually uses Drupal, so I will be showing a website that uses it. Magento, Squarespace, Wix, Typo3. Those are some of the most common ones. So let's start with these working example with Joomla. This is a website for a city called Nibley. And as you see, we enter it and there's the information. The infrastructure was all created to fit the needs of the client. But there's some information like the mayor or the different events that are happening that are constantly changing. So the user, in this case the city, is able to, for example, like go in and change the information, but the structure stays the same. So as their needs change, they can modify all the content without having to rely on a developer to be changing any of this structure. The next example that I'm going to use, it uses Drupal. It's a Municode. It's another municipality here called Hiram City. So let's make it a little bit smaller. And we can see this one was another one where the client can modify the information themselves. They just have the basic structure for the website. For example, like the different tabs that they need, but they can go in and modify the actual information that it's here. Just kind of the way of how you would change like a blog post. It's actually very similar to having like combine blog posts and they all come together into these more structured website. Another one that I want to show is using Squarespace. And this website is called the USA Jigsaw Puzzle Association. And as you can see, it's hard to tell that they're even like using any type of any specific type of system for it. The way I found out what they were using, I will actually inspect the page. And then on their head, you can, if you read the top, the head of it, you can kind of see, for example, here it's a Squarespace. So you can tell that they're using Squarespace to host the site. The same thing with the other one. For example, on this one, we inspect the page, and you can see here on the head that it's, there you go, right there, on this line, Drupal 7. Same with Niplicity here. We can inspect the page right on their head. They right there, generator, they're using Joomla. So that's a easy way to see what different websites are using to host their information. Like I said, this is makes it really cheap and really easy to maintain, especially for people who do not have any technical knowledge in coding. And next, I'm going to show, these are just examples of websites that use different content management systems. So the next part, let's go back here. The next one is, WordPress is one of the most popular ones. So I want to show really quick kind of how you will create a website through using WordPress, which is as well a content management system. So let's go, not here, second. All right, there we go. So as you can see with WordPress, you will log in, create a login. You can use it with just regular email. And then as you can see, it gives you the option to just pick a design. So it's a very much a drag and drop type of thing. It's just a very basic way to build your website. For example, you can choose, I would say you choose this one. You can change the style. You can see it in different viewports, which is quite convenient for learning. We can just use the very basic one and start your website. The way that you will modify things, for example, you can just start writing once you are in, and you can just start, it's like a blog. You can just start with, and just like an editor, it will save. You can preview it on, for example, on your mobile device, how it will look, and you can do a couple little changes in here. But in general, it's a very basic way to start a website without having to have any previous knowledge. And if you already built a website, it would just make it easier for your clients to manage all the content without having to rely on you. And if you want more information regarding these, I do have the slideshow that I can show, and these are the two of the resources I use. Just some websites where it goes a little bit more in depth of what content management systems are. And if you have any questions, just leave the questions on the developer forum, and I'll try to answer all of them as they keep coming. And have a good